As ready as I'll ever be.
Yeah. Welcome back to MLIS Soccer. Welcome back to the Go Live Network here for indoor soccer. Yes, preseason action this year, December 15th, live from the Soccer Sportsplex, high atop the Soccer Sportsplex in North Ridgeville, Ohio, as we have the Cleveland Crunch in their preseason matchup against Atlético Orlando, coming in from Florida and wanting to get some action for both teams right before this season starts on January 4th. And, of course, the holidays coming up for everybody, so wanting to get this action in early. I am Kevin Arnold. I'm the voice of the Crunch. Joining me on color here today, it is Gianluca Di Giacomo. I'm sure you've heard him with John Carroll. I'm sure you've heard him with Cleveland SC before. All of that soccer action. We got some familiar faces for Gianluca and everybody out there that is Crunch fans, and of course for your Atlético Orlando. We are bringing this live stream to everyone in Orlando as well. I know that they wanted to spread this preseason action to their fans. They have a big fan base down there as well. Coming off of a season in MASL 2, last year, they were second place in the league, made it to the playoffs, and a lot of the faces are back. Their ownership group talked to people with the league here. They're excited about the move to MLIS, Gianluca, and really looking forward to what this league can do for them from a marketing standpoint, expanding the fan base for them.
Absolutely. I mean, heading this team in this league from 6 teams to 9, adding some new teams, some new franchises, some new faces. It's going to be a blast, and I think today is going to be a telltale sign to see what that brand new competition offers the Cleveland Crunch. Obviously reigning and defending MLIS champions, but we'll see how much of a test they have today. A lot of starters are here, but missing a couple. But at the same time, I mean, I could not be more excited to be back in the Soccer Sportsplex calling some games with you, Kevin.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're just about ready to get action started as the Crunch will start with Mikey Derizic, McCain Spragling, Semi Mutemwa, Dave Jordan, Bobby Chanchar, and Liam McIntosh in the goal. We'll get you the Atlético starters here in just a moment as we get underway. Quick dispossession by Jordan, and away goes Mikey Derizic. Finds Mutemwa on the far side, wide open. Has a man in Spragling across the goal mouth. Good defending by Charlie Vargas, one of the starters out there. The goalkeeper, Ricardo Atencio. And we do have some of the numbers we don't know the names for. We have the names listed. We will get all that information as we go. But for the names we do have numbers for, we will make sure to represent them the best way that we can here this afternoon. Pedro Zul in, Ryan Minnick in. Quick changes for the Crunch. Jana Schmidt, a new face to the Crunch this year, getting some early action. First quarter, 14-11 left, no score here in preseason action in MLIS. Indoor soccer, if you're not familiar with the game, you're going to see some fast-paced, high-intensity action. You're not going to get those 1-0 type games like you'll see in the Premier League, MLS, all of those outdoor leagues. This is hockey on a quick soccer field. Minnick has a shot. Zul not able to collect that one, tips off his toe, and Omar Najjar will clear to Chris Vecco, and Najjar will come off for Jordan. Quick changes as, of course, Antonio Manfoot, the head coach, defending champion, Cleveland Crunch, wanting to get as many guys in as possible here today, get some action, get guys rested, and, of course, up to speed with the game this year. We do have a couple guys that will not be wearing numbers for the Crunch this afternoon. They have new blank jerseys, which, of course, you can order clevelandcrunch.com. And when you're here at the games as well, those names that you will see here today, Matias Barninas and Diego Pinto here this afternoon. Atlético will turn, go the other way. Crunch with most of the possession, and a foul will be called as Orlando will get the restart near midfield.
You see that pace that we were missing all fall, all summer, and all of the rest of the spring last year. It's so good. It's refreshing to see after lots of outdoor soccer in the fall, what have you, watching the Premier League and things like that. But getting back to this quick, fast-paced action with some of the Cleveland's finest soccer talent.
Carter Richardson, another new face, makes his first appearance this afternoon for the Crunch, as that one will be sent down to Rodolfo Lopez. Bobby Chanchar on his back, and then he will clear and send off to Vargas. Vargas to Eduardo Cruz. Again, For all Atlético Orlando fans joining us, we welcome you to our live stream here from North Ridgeville, Cleveland, Ohio area this afternoon. We are working to get names attached with numbers worn out there. We were only given a few of those numbers and names together this afternoon. We're going to play a little match game with numbers here this afternoon.
Yeah, we'll get them eventually.
Atencio, the goalkeeper, will collect and they'll restart. Both teams quick changes. Minnick, Spragling, Chanchar, Najjar on the field. Vargas dispossessed by Bobby. Now Minnick will send to a teammate down here, either Pinto or Barnias. Again, looking to connect those names as well as we will have two crunch players not wearing any numbers. So as you watch the action here this afternoon, you'll see some new faces, some old faces. Both teams highly respectable in indoor soccer, wanting to test each other very early on in the season. Najjar handball there, and it'll be a restart along the boards. Cleveland Crunch, of course, will have the 5 stars over their crests, and you want to be here January 11th here at the Soccer Sportsplex. Make sure to go to clevelandcrunch.com to get your tickets if any are still available, because it is going to be a celebration. Then turn the page to 2024-2025. Zarazic, mistouch on the first step there. And now they'll go the other way. Lopez right below us. Hands off to Cruz. Cruz and Lopez play a little 1-2. Spragling and Derizic defending. Mutemwa back on the field. Will defend right below us, as Orlando will look to build some sort of possession. It has been the Crunch mainly in possession, mostly with the attacks. No shots on goal as of yet. A hand to the face of Zeko, and good rip, but not able to finish on the far side was Orlando. They had a man on that far post where you want it to be. Now Derizic one-on-one with the keeper man coming behind, tries to chip. Great hands by Atencio. Now Derizic back on it from Mutemwa to Mutemwa. And again, another save, and a great save again. 3 in a row. You can see why this team was so good in MASL2 last season. Atencio, a master between the pipes.
Yeah, it's great work there. And Derizic was originally trying to signal that he thought the keeper had made that initial save outside of the box, but it fell upon deaf ears. But that's excellent recovery defending. After the initial save, you can see there's a little bit of drop-off in energy. Thought the play was done with, but they quickly pick things right back up. And another 2 defensive stops. That is excellent work to kick off for Atlético Orlando.
Dave Jordan, the captain, back again. Been here all 5 seasons since the return during the COVID year. As we transition into 2021, Luciano Rashido and his family, the ownership group, bringing the Crunch back after a 20-year hiatus. And now they have won 2 pro championships since their return in their first 4 seasons. The standards, the names may change, but the standards do not. If you are going to play with Cleveland on your chest and above in your crest for indoor soccer or any type of soccer here in town, as we know, Gianluca, the Cleveland Pro Soccer Group looking to bring NWSL, the Women's Pro League, outdoor league here with a new stadium over across from Progressive Field. Jordan with a rip, good block by Orlando, and then off the hand of Jordan, and we will restart. Of course, Cleveland, one of the 3 finalists for an NWSL team as they look to expand to 16 teams in 2026. Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Denver. They're expecting to hear before the end of the year, but we are not sure exactly when that final announcement will come. It seems like Cleveland has a lot of the backing, just like the Crunch do here. Sveko will defend. Good positioning by Najjar. McIntosh will just clear as far as he can, but only to the feet of Orlando, and they get the first crack. One of the names we do not have on our list today.
Yeah, and you could tell playing the ball off that back wall like that, Kevin, it's always a very, very fine art. You've got to angle that perfectly. You could tell there was some miscommunication between McIntosh and Najjar on that play, and unfortunately, McIntosh not able to readjust in time, and unfortunately the first goal of the season, granted as an exhibition game, will go against the Cleveland Crunch.
So Crunch trail with 7:06 left here in the first quarter. 1-0. Mutemwa tries to get it back. Atencio, good positioning on that near post. And he'll collect and clear. We will reiterate to anyone just tuning in, we do have some of the names and numbers for Atlético Orlando listed. Some of the names we were given did not have numbers connected with them. Number 23 did score. We don't like to say it that way when we're doing play-by-play, but when you don't have the name, you can't give him credit. We'll make sure to get that name to give him credit as the year goes, because that was a great job collecting a loose ball in the box for Orlando. Orlando up the far side, now coming down to the near corner, opposite of us, as we sit with Orlando's goal that they are defending right below us on the far end of the soccer Sportsplex. McIntosh again tries to clear. Good high press by Orlando to try to get another opportunity. Good pass off the wall, another one, and wow,
oh
how
my
did
goodness.
David save that one? I thought that one was going in point blank range. Somehow Dave Jordan got something on that to deny 23 his second goal of the afternoon.
Yeah, and you also got to give credit to McIntosh there. He made a tremendous last-ditch reflex save on about the second attempt that came out of there. My goodness.
Derzic will try to dribble in. Gets dispossessed as he gets triple teamed. Now back to Sveko. Najar. Play at midfield. Sveko to the near boards. Spragling making a run as he just checks in. McCain Spragling. Now Pedro Zul to Najar. Making a run up off the wall. Spragling tries to tip it in, and then Najar off the deflection. Spragling tipped it, went off the wall again. Kind of a pass back to Najar, and a good finish to the far post. We are tied at 1 with 5:06 to go, and we are in preseason action, so normally the clock would stop. We're just going to let the clock run here this afternoon.
Yeah, and that's wonderful stuff from the Crunch. That one is really about persistence, Kevin. The Crunch's ability to stay up, they've been pestering that keeper all day. He hasn't broken, and sometimes the best way to get past the keeper is volume, and that's a great testament to a guy like Omar Najar. He played in every single game last season, including the playoffs. Wasn't on the score sheet too much, but he got his roses there, and that is a first chapter what will hopefully be a tremendous season for the Mount Union graduate.
Omar Najar gets the scoring started for the Crunch, tied 1-1, 4:28 to go, and yes, you can already see how much Najar learned last year playing with this team, getting so much big game experience as well. And that is such a crucial adjustment so early in the game. You see a guy that's a goalkeeper that's covering that near post so well, and you go far post with it. You just open up your foot, you go far post, go across. Nothing Atencio could do, as he will collect here, and Orlando will go back on possession. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And he smacked that one top corner as well. I mean, I don't think he could have wedged that any more perfectly into that top corner. It's beautiful stuff there from Omar Najar.
So Atencio down to Lopez. Lopez, both teams liking this high press. You'll see that very often here. On a much shorter field than the outdoor field, that high press is much easier to maintain throughout the entire 60 minutes of the match. For any of you Premier League fans out there in the Manchester Derby, it is Manchester City 1, my Manchester United team that has fallen on some hard times recently, 0 in the Manchester Derby.
If it makes you feel any better, Kevin, I'm a Southampton fan, so Inter Milan and Serie A, they're doing fantastic, but in terms of Premier League, I'm in the trenches watching that team try and win a game.
Absolutely. AC Milan is also playing well in the Italian league with Christian Pulisic. I know there's been a lot of conversation about American soccer as of late, and of course he has his documentary out there. Plenty of soccer in the mainframe, in the mainstream of sports now, and it's so good to see in this country how much this game has grown and how many different abilities these guys have to play at different levels, whether outdoor, indoor, however, semi-pro, pro, wherever you may get a chance to play. It is a beautiful game to watch and a beautiful game to see, and you guys are in for a treat all year long here on the Go Live Network for all teams here in MLIS action. I'm Kevin Arnold, joined by Gianluca Di Giacomo. We are the play-by-play and color commentator here today for Cleveland Crunch. You also hear Mark Munch Bishop on Cleveland Crunch games, plus a lot of great guys that will call, guys and girls that will call games throughout the year for all of these teams. Orlando looking to make a run with Cruz, and a foul along the boards. Najar not happy, but did clip the foot a couple times, and the second one was called. Clock continues to run, a minute 45 left, tied here in the first quarter, 1-1. And you want to get out of here with no injuries at all. None of the medical staffs that have traveled with both teams want to be out there on the field. So allowing this clock to run, getting that game-like action, Gianluca, is so important, but not having it dwell on with having all the clock stoppages, all the cards and things like that, unless absolutely necessary here today, I think is vital for both of these teams.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, preseason games are about bumping out the scratches, both physically, getting guys back into the mentality of playing the game, but also tactically, trying to figure out your structures and the chemistry between players. We've seen some play that's been a little rugged around the edges, but that's bound to happen when these guys haven't suited up since April. So no better time to figure that out than in an exhibition match against a brand new opponent in the league, mind you.
And for two teams that have so much success in the indoor professional soccer realm, going against each other can really give you a good sense, but it still doesn't mimic that game-like action going against somebody else. So this is so vital for the Crunch to do this season. As Atlético has a golden opportunity, they will try to rip with their left foot and cutting across the goal. Crunch on the attack. Mutemwa double-teamed along the boards. Cruz is there. So is Lopez. And Lopez will send the other way. Ryan Minnick just on. Good defense along the boards against Gianpaolo Sirizzati. Sirizzati looking to make a run. Orlando goes the opposite way. Minnick boxed in by 3, looking for some help. Not able to get there, and guys kind of standing around. This is those type of communications as we're under 5 seconds left to go. Horn about to sound. And a good first quarter for both of these teams. Some rugged play, as you mentioned, Gianluca, but early impressions of both of these teams as we get one quarter in the books. 1-1 is our score.
Yeah, some really good stuff from Cleveland Crunch. I mean, they're playing that high velocity, volume and shots kind of play that we were seeing last season. I think once these guys really start to pick up, sky's the limit, as usual. I mean, this Cleveland Crunch team has been so great for the Cleveland sports realm, for the Cleveland soccer realm in general. I mean, like you said, with the NWSL, and possible MLS Next Pro programs, there's no better time to be a soccer fan in Cleveland, so why not start now? But, I mean, back on the field, they're starting to find their identity again very quick. In terms of Atlético Orlando, they're combating that like not a whole lot of teams were able to do last year. So I'm really impressed with the quality of play I'm seeing, despite it being about 3 or so weeks away from the beginning of the season.
As we still look for information on all of the names, we do have our team, our marketing director, Ryan Ruiz, on the case getting us those names connected with the numbers we don't have today just yet for Atlético Orlando, but we'll make sure to mention that as we want to make sure we mention anybody that scores or has a great play, because Gianluca and I, just like a lot of you that tune in, love this game of soccer, and if we get to see good soccer, that's all that matters. Of course, we are the voice of the Cleveland Crunch and want to see them win. But look, if we're getting great soccer, that's all that really matters on these live streams here throughout the season. As a quick little timeout here during the break. The Crunch of course, they are without Mario Musa, Admir Suljevic, some of those big names not here right now. They are still going to be with the team. You've seen all of the announcements of the signings, which has been so good to see and such a great tool for fans to kind of get to know the players' names before they even come out, if they've never even been to a game yet, Gianluca. So some of those big names not here, but what is so big today, you're getting some of these new guys that we haven't seen before. Giannis Schmidt, Carter Richardson, Alexander Rumliansky. Excuse me, you say it.
Rumliansky.
Yes, we said it before, but Alexandru, a really good player. Tell us a little bit about Alexandru.
Yeah, Alexandru, he began his careers from Padova, Italy, started his career 3 years at Notre Dame College, transferred to Case Western Reserve for his graduate program, and he stayed in the Cleveland soccer circuit ever since. I mean, he played for Cleveland SC this past summer in the NPSL, And what makes him so great, and this is a very key component to playing in the indoor game, is his mind, the mental game, how he carries himself on the field. He's very calm, very cool, very composed. 27 years of age. In the season opener against Akron City FC, he was coming up against one of the best collegiate players in the country in Sam Sarver for Akron City and just completely locked him down. So seeing his intangibles, his mental game, how good that is, it's going to be great to see that applied to the indoor game. Giannis Schmidt, the same way. Star midfielder at Cleveland State, played a season at Cleveland SC, played this past year at Akron City FC, a tremendous player coming in from Germany. So those are probably the two key newest components today. And of course, we're going to see guys that were on the bench last year get some more minutes, especially today with some, like you said, some of the key components missing today.
Orlando will get things started. We start the same way with the crunch. It is Spragling, Zool, Derzic, Jordan, and Chanchar alongside Liam McIntosh. Starting in goal today for the crunch. Out there right now, Yariel Rodriguez for Atlético Orlando, and of course the goalkeeper, Ricardo Atencio. We've seen some stellar moments already from him this afternoon as well.
Really good stuff, absolutely. But in the indoor game, that is really a goalkeeper's moment to shine. The volume of shots you're getting, it really is a testament to your skill and your consistency as well, and how well conditioned you are. Spragling right in front of goal, just sending one into the net.
Spragling, you see him laying on his back there, sending that one up and over. Perfect opportunity up in front, but again, preseason action, getting all the issues out. Got to get that finishing touch back again so that we see those famous backflips off the wall from McCain the Train Spragling this season.
Yeah, it's going to be very satisfying to see that very first backflip off of the glass of the season. It'll come eventually.
Najjar, good dispossession there. Giannis Schmidt, we were just talking about him from Cleveland State, Cleveland SC, out there on the field playing up top alongside Carter Richardson, Omar Najjar, Chris Vecco right below us. Ryan Minnick checks in. We'll try to find a teammate running down. We have two players today not wearing numbers for the crunch that we may not get names for, at least until we get to know their faces. New to the team this year, that is Matthias Barinas and Diego Pinto. Make sure we don't get those names wrong as the season goes as well. Commentators got to work through preseason stuff just the same, Gianluca.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long day for me. I was up at 4 a.m. catching a flight out of South Carolina. Called the high school All-American game in Charleston. It was a blast, but came back here. Oh, there's a crunch game on at noon for the exhibition. Figured I'd stop by and give some color for you, Kevin. It's an absolute pleasure.
Derzic over this one, and he will call a timeout to set up a play with a dangerous free kick opportunity right at the top of the box, at the top of the arc right there. This is one where Derzic, Suljevic, they like to either kind of curl it to the corner or they find those teammates making those diagonal runs to either one of the posts. Yeah, and
when it comes to being that close away or that close to the goal, sometimes you just got to go for it. I think that's Dave Jordan's job. I mean, he has a lethal left foot. We saw some missiles flying into the top corner off of free kicks from the captain. So we'll see what they do, but that's also another thing I like about the indoor game. There's a lot more tactics and a lot more, I guess, predetermined stuff that you have to figure out. It's less free-flowing in terms of you go out there and you play, but it's more free-flowing in terms of how fast-paced it is. So, like I said, working out the kinks in the indoor game might be a little bit more difficult in the outdoor game. So Antonio Manfoot is getting his first look at how this team ought to be by the time they get here on January 11th.
13:20 left in the first half, 1-1 between the Cleveland Crunch and Atlético Orlando here at the Soccer Sportsplex in North Ridgeville, Ohio, the home of the Cleveland Crunch, as they will look to defend their MLIS title this season. And I am Kevin Arnold on play-by-play. Gianluca Di Giacomo joining me on color this afternoon. Dave Jordan now will stand over the set piece. As Gianluca said, it is so vital to have those timeouts. And now in the preseason, work through these set piece opportunities, these timeout opportunities. Spragling, Jordan, Spragling now over it. He will send to Mutemwa. Dummy run over top to Derzic into the block of Orlando all the way down to Liam McIntosh. Jordan plays a 1-2 with McIntosh down here on the near side. Derzic, good run off the wall, good pass, and Just a little touch off the defender, back into Atencio's hand. Not a pass back, just a deflection. Able to pick that one up and keep it from going to 2-1. Here comes Carter Richardson back on, along with Mutemwa. Brendan Swan on as well. Number 33 for your Cleveland Crunch. Atlético just over midfield, dispossessed. Now Richardson goes the other way down the left-hand side with the right foot off the wall. Nobody there. Swan was coming in late, not able to get a shot off. Crunch maintain the pressure. To Mutemwa, good pass across. He'll see two defenders, drop it back. Jordan. To Mutemwa, Richardson will come off. Here comes Ryan Minnick. All the way back to McIntosh. Sometimes it's good to go backwards just to go forwards. Spread that defense out on a smaller, shorter field. Off the wall for the Crunch, no one there. Yariel Rodriguez will look to clear. He finds Vargas. Pressured by Zool. All the way back to Atencio, and that is a pass back. Vargas is arguing that Zool got a touch on it to pass it to Atencio instead of Vargas, but Vargas caught as the guilty party. It'll be another crucial set-piece opportunity at the top of the box.
That is a huge slip-up, and hard to tell here if their protest was valid or not. We have no idea if Tony Bertoni Zool Pedro Bertoni Zool got that touch on there or not, but it is what it is. Now they have to defend another set piece here with McCain Spragling.
Similar setup. Jordan will take this one and rip and off a deflection into the upper netting. It'll be a corner kick. Actually, you go back to the top of the box. Referee will point to the corner, so Mutemwa will get this one started. Atlético Orlando will set up a wall right along the near boards. Jordan again, a little screamer across the top of the turf and into the back of the net. Goal Crunch! 2-1, 11:04 to go here in the second quarter.
That's what you love to see the captain. Like I said, so crucial on those set pieces. He's got a lethal left foot. That time opts for more of a placement shot than a power shot, which isn't entirely common for a guy like Dave Jordan who likes to just smash it at the net. But tremendous work there from the Cleveland Crunch, and you see those set pieces starting to refine themselves a little bit. It's very, very good as they take the lead back. 11:04 to go in the half, Kevin.
Back underway, 11 minutes to go, second quarter. Crunch take the 2-1 lead. Jonas Schmidt on the ball, good pass across, trying to find Richardson. Not able to finish with that left foot, kind of came across his foot there. As we get some of the new faces in, different rotations. Chanchar in there on defense. Orlando looking to push. Over midfield to Lopez. Lopez, little step, a couple drags. Up to Rodriguez. He will try to turn, nothing doing. Crunch setting a wall on defense right now in front of Liam McIntosh. And here comes Schmidt. Good job to try to bring patience to the offensive set. Schmidt just got that one tipped off his foot. And now they'll send back all the way to Atencio, the goalkeeper. Here comes Orlando. Changes for both teams. Actually have 3 players today for the Crunch not wearing a number just yet. New to the team as they work to get the 2024-2025 edition of the Crunch uniforms all set for everybody as they wear their home whites from last season with the red trim down the arms. Red, white shorts, red trim down the side, and of course the Unitas patch with the Crunch patch and numbers in black. Atlético Orlando in blue uniforms, gold on the sleeves, blue shorts, yellow trim, and blue socks.
Yeah, harsh shot, tap into the wall there. Mikey Dedezic getting the worst of it, but gets up, takes it like a champ, and now Atlético Orlando will be playing a man down for the next couple minutes.
So we go on the power play for the Crunch, and Gianluca, this is something as we kind of go through this preseason game here, this preseason match here today, some of the things that I know that this team wants to continue to improve on, percentages that have been low over the last few years, penalty kill, and at times that's that power play percentage, conversion rate. Those are the numbers that this team can improve upon, can become even more dangerous.
Yeah, 100%. It's really a team-by-team basis. That's the most difficult thing about it. Some of them can combat playing a man down better than others, and you just got to be able to capitalize. It's a huge momentum booster, and it's also a huge morale killer for your opponents.
So blue card to Orlando. Yes, there are blue cards here in the indoor game. You got blue, you got yellow, you got red. Blue card means, just like in hockey, that 2-minute penalty, you go to your bench unless an arena has that penalty box already set up, but you cannot play with 5 on the field until those 2 minutes are up. So power play 5-on-4 for the Crunch as they continue to move the ball around the edge of the perimeter, around the box. Mutemwa, step back, find Derzic, nothing doing. Looking for some runs, cutting through that middle of that defense is so crucial. That one would have been a nice, easy tap in for somebody making that run. And Atencio got just enough on it to prevent someone coming through. Now looking for a short-handed goal, or is Orlando. Orlando now with Vargas against Mutemwa, and Mutemwa pushes him into the wall as he holds his head. That is not what you want to see. So a blue card to Sammy Mutemwa, and now we go 4-on-4 action for about another minute. And then Orlando will have a minute on their power play as well. I know Mutemwa was debating with the official there, felt like it was just shoulder to shoulder there, but the contact a little too much for the referee's liking from Mutemwa as the head kind of hit into the wall. Anytime a head hits into the wall or you feel like there's a head injury out there, of course that is going to be deemed more serious. And the blue card comes out for Mutemwa. 4-on-4 action here.
The indoor game, it's so explosive, but you got to be careful around those walls. The slightest bit of ill contact and someone's going to get hurt, someone's going to smash into that wall, especially along the rivets adjacent to the goal.
All right, under 8 minutes to go. Jordan along the wall there, and a foul will be called as Jordan dragged back by the jersey by Sirizati. Jordan will restart far side midfield. Back to Chanchar, to the near boards, to Sveko. Najar will switch out for Spragling. A little more offense on the field on this 4-on-4 action. Orlando sets up their box defense. If you ever played basketball, it's your shell defensive drill, 4-on-4, forcing everybody to the side, not allowing them in the middle to score on you. Jordan looked like he got tripped up there, but a lot of ball as well. Now here comes Orlando. Good track back and transition defense by the Crunch. A lot of veteran leadership out there right now is Sveko, Jordan, Spragling, Chanchar. Shot coming in, just missing the far post for Orlando. Spragling back to Chanchar and then dispossessed off the wall to McIntosh. Good pressure there by Rodolfo Lopez. Lopez calling for it along here, the near boards. Vargas in the middle looking to turn Sveko on his back. Good job pushing him out to the far boards. Spragling comes in for the double team, and it deflects to McIntosh. Another restart. 6:47 left. As we're still 4-on-4, well, 5-on-4 now, as the Crunch will go on penalty kill. So in this same situation, they get power play and penalty kill practice against another team, as Mutemwa still out for another minute or so. Najar, good defense there, nothing doing, no call coming in, but Orlando still maintains possession. Cruz, all the way across, as they look for Lopez. Now down here in the near corner, kind of our blind spot as we sit high atop the Soccer Sportsplex. Orlando off the wall, wide. Now another shot coming in. They were looking for one of those deflected goals past McIntosh. Nothing doing against Chanchar and Jordan. Now we go back to full strength as Giannis Schmidt checks in, and we are 5-on-5, 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. Preseason action, MLIS 2-1, Cleveland Crunch over Atlético Orlando. You see that kind of that high pace patience right now on offense. Little step over from Lopez. Nothing doing. Chanchar stays at home. Schmidt will collect the loose ball, pass back, and get it back. They want to try to clear out of their own zone. Orlando keeps the pressure. Good rip. Just off the near post. It goes Orlando. Schmidt, great first touch. Great pass up to Darius. It's just in. Looking to finish. Goes wide. Oh my goodness. What a look and what a pass by Janis Schmidt. That is going to come in vital for this team as they look to move that ball as quickly as possible from feet to feet throughout the season. Janis Schmidt should add to that high pace.
100%. Janis Schmidt, like we said, is one of those guys where most of his prominently positive traits really do translate to the indoor game so well. He's a maestro in the middle. He's a playmaker, and he gets those long balls. He has a great vision for the pitch in front of him. So this is hopefully just a very small tip of the iceberg of the things to come with Schmidt.
Orlando in possession. They'll reset. Back to their defenders. Schmidt will pressure. Mutemwa will light pressure. Orlando looking across midfield, get back into their possession. They had some dangerous opportunities against Liam McIntosh in the crunch just a few moments ago. 4:10 left here in the first half. 2-1 crunch. Clinging to that lead here in preseason action. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Crunch fans, Atlético fans, soccer fans everywhere here on the Go Live Network, courtesy of here in Cleveland, the LPV production team, Peter Tellup and Jacob Tellup on the cameras, Peter Tellup below as our producer extraordinaire. Jordan, strong defense against, grab of the jersey, physical play allowed to continue. Now Derzic, look to outlet, and we'll go back to McIntosh. 3:30 left here in the first half. Ticking second quarter clock. Derzic looking to play. Had a teammate come win that one. Derzic just not able to get to that back post, but taken down just outside the box by Cruz, and it'll be another set piece just off to the side of the near post.
Tough foul call. I can see Eduardo Cruz's unhappiness with that, but Derzic has also framed that one really, really well as that ball knocked off, backed into him, and took the foul. But at the same time, if you're Eduardo Cruz, what are you supposed to do?
But 3:13, the clock will stop. Timeout called here as the Crunch will look to set up another set piece, kind of from a different angle here. You're not going right from the middle. It'll be just off to the side as they will look to try to add to their 2-1 lead. You can see these two teams probably matching up later on in the season. I don't know that they're scheduled to play during the regular season, but these two teams are going to be ones to take a look at throughout the year. We will definitely be keeping our eyes on Atlético Orlando as well as our own Cleveland Crunch this year. First home game coming up January 11th, but the Crunch do get underway in action. Regular season starts for them January 4th in Indiana against Fort Wayne, and then Lansing, that state up north, because 4 years in a row I still can't say that state's name because Ohio State hasn't come through when they should have. I hate to rehash all of the difficult stuff, but Lansing will come in here for the home opener. I'm sure there'll be a championship celebration. These guys will get of course, you'll have another banner up over the bench on the other side. You'll have 5 stars over the crest, 5 professional championships, 2 in the last 4 years since returning for the Crunch, and the standard of championship level play remains the same. As we have a play-by-play in training looking up here at the broadcast booth. Yes, that's my son is looking up here. For those that cannot see because he's not on camera, my 19-month-old son is here in attendance and wearing a sweatshirt that says play-by-play in training. If he doesn't want to do it, I am totally fine with that. Derzic into the upper netting as we're back underway. 3:07 left here in the first half. Crunch still 2-1. Not able to capitalize on that restart and set piece opportunity.
Pedro Zul and Brendan Swan checking back in, as well as one of the players without I believe that's Alex Rimlyansky that checked in without the jersey number. It was originally rostered to be number 31, but
yes, no number here, but you know Alexandru, so if that is him, then we can at least acknowledge his name and his contribution here this afternoon.
Hard to tell from up here. I've never had like the bird's eye straight down view of him, but believe that's him.
Don't worry, all of that will be situated by the time we have our first broadcast here on January 11th here at the Soccer Sportsplex in North Ridgeville, Ohio. We thank them again for being gracious hosts to a spectacular, elite indoor soccer team here at the professional ranks. Plenty of people coming out this afternoon, a free attendance here this afternoon. A great job by the Crunch to allow the community to come out, of course, taking donations today for the Cleveland Crunch Foundation that they just started during the offseason. Doing great work in the community is the Cleveland Crunch Foundation. Wow, what a hit by Eduardo Cruz. An outside of the foot curler hits off the woodwork and curls in just past McIntosh. Not a lot you can do there. What a strike.
Yeah, simple but effective. Just tapped that one in. He saw the opening, a lack of congestion in front of him. Just took the shot, went off the inside of the post and in. I mean, you got to ask, Cleveland Crunch have got to step up to that one, make it a little bit harder to get a shot off, because I think that one was just a little bit too easy, Kevin.
And that's where that communication of some of these new lineups that you're seeing, some of the returning players and new players getting out there together, that communication needs to improve and be worked on, especially in situations like we have here today. So Orlando ties it up 2-2. Minute 40 left here in the second quarter. Two evenly matched teams, very talented teams we have here this afternoon. What a treat to see that in the preseason. Here comes Mutemwa. Gets through a couple defenders. Jordan and Derzic have a 2-on-1. Trying to slide that past Atencio. Just got his foot to slide that one across the post.
Another excellent save from the goalkeeper. Not much more you can ask for if you're Atlético Orlando from your goalkeeper there. That is fantastic. Dave Jordan taking the unselfish route, squaring it across the Derzic, who had a pretty solid angle at goal. But again, as you had mentioned in the first quarter, he is protecting that front post with his life. Very little has gotten through when any shots are coming from that area.
Dave Jordan now, far post, trying to poke that one through to a teammate. And now Orlando with speed the other way. That's Vargas. Good defense, and he will be forced to reset back to midfield. Vargas now on his right foot against Jordan. He will send it wide, going wide, just wide of the mark. On the other side was Cirizati. Now Derzic has a chance. Here comes Atencio. Great job there to come out. Crunch thought they had a chance. Chanchar wisely just lets the offense set. He will shoot with the outside of his foot, and Atencio again punches that one away. Physical battle going on here between these two teams, and Spragling knocks it home. Chanchar was on the far post. Atencio never saw it.
There we go.
And the backflip is back. McCain, the train, Spragling slots home in the bottom corner, making it 3-2 Crunch. 10 seconds left in the half.
That is great spontaneous thinking from Bobby Chanchar there. He saw that one going towards his feet, but knew he was aligned with the goal. All he had to do was move out of the way. People really underestimate how troubling that is for a goalkeeper. But Bobby saw the position that he was on the field and just made the right decision. It's as simple as that. And we got the flip back, Kevin. I've been waiting a long 8 months for that.
The flip is back, and the Crunch lead is back in place as we near the end of the first half. Orlando looking for an opportunity. 2 seconds. One. What a save! Right at the buzzer. Liam McIntosh at full stretch keeps it 3-2 at halftime. You would think that this would be a regular season playoff clinching game. The way these two teams are going at it, that is what you love to see. That's the type of energy and focus these coaches are looking for in this game going into the regular season. These teams playing at a high level this afternoon.
Yeah, and I could not have envisioned a better last 2 or 3 minutes for the Cleveland Crunch. Give Atlético Orlando a sour talking point going into the break, going into the locker rooms. Sometimes that's really what it's all about. Make them talk about something, but I'd say this next 15 minutes is going to be a telltale sign to see how these two teams adjust. That's always the most exciting part of going into a second half.
Absolutely. So we will step aside for just a little bit. step aside for halftime as the Crunch lead in preseason MLIS action indoor soccer 3-2 here on the Go Live Network, live from the Soccer Sportsplex in North Ridgeville, Ohio. Myself, Kevin Arnold, Gianluca Di Giacomo will be back for your second half action in just a few moments. And welcome back high atop the Soccer Sportsplex in North Ridgeville, Ohio, as we have MLIS action here on the Go Live Network. Preseason action between the Cleveland Crunch and Atlético Orlando. We sit just about to start the third quarter, Crunch leading 3-2, coming off of their MLIS Professional Championship last season. Their fifth in franchise history, their fifth professional championship in franchise history. I'm Kevin Arnold, joined by Gianluca Di Giacomo, as Atlético Orlando makes the trip north to Cleveland this afternoon. A great battle in that first half, Gianluca. Physical battle, what these coaches want to see. Nobody really getting hurt, but getting into the groove of making changes throughout the game, adjustments, all those types of things, running through that as a dress rehearsal before the season. Yeah, 100%. This game is everything you could ask an exhibition game to be, essentially. A lot of great play, some great individual expressions of talent. You start to see the tactics and the chemistry start to formulate a little bit as well. I mean, I love what I'm seeing, not only from the Crunch, but also from Atlético Orlando. I mean, if this is a preview to what we're getting for the next 3 or 4 months, I could not be happier. And we got the McCain, the Train, Spraggling preview of the backflip with a goal there to give the Crunch the 3-2 lead. We do have more information on Atlético as we come through. The first goal scored this afternoon was by Victor Rada, number 23, and then Water Cruz with their second. We have more information as we go. Right now in the match, Marco at Toroto. Oh, excuse me. You can give that one a try. I think it's Marco Atehortua, if I'm not mistaken. Ruta, okay. Bobby Chanchar will collect. Scott Staccio now in the match for the Crunch at goalkeeper. So McIntosh gets the first half, gives up 2 goals. Staccio will get the second half action. Chanchar back to him, pressured by Vargas. Jonas Schmidt, one of those new faces. 2 Minnick, back to Schmidt. Oh, what a block by Marco. Chanchar will collect at midfield. Ariel Rodriguez into the match. Minnick posting up wide open. And this is Matias Barinas. That is how you will say Matias this year. Not wearing a number, but getting the information at the half from our marketing director. Chris Vecco in the match. Tries to tip it home with his left. It bounces off of Atencio, the goalkeeper, back up to the chest of Svecco, and he just runs with it into the back of the net. Any way you can score it, as long as it's not with your hands. 13-16 to go. 4-2, the Crunch double their lead. Sometimes all you got to do to score, Kevin, is just go through the motions. Ball got squared across, he ran straight into the net, and the ball got taken with him. Great stuff from Chris Vecco. Also excited to see what he has to offer, the longtime Cleveland soccer player through Case, AFC Cleveland, and now Cleveland FC. Gianpaolo Cirizati will get us back underway. He is joined on defense by Stephen McGinn. Pressure there. As Brian Kern, first action we've seen him here this afternoon. Some of the younger guys and even newer faces will get some action here this afternoon. Some of these faces we saw last season, just you did not get to see them during matches this year. As some things change, opportunities are out there. Wow, Staccio goes full stretch to get his fingertips on that one, or that might have curled into the near post. Again, another deflection by Staccio, and now down to the ground quickly. Good to see that action coming right off the bench, prepared and focused on the action. Yeah, that was almost a scenic dive for that ball. That was a great save from Staccio. Really looking to make up. Last season, only had a handful of appearances, unfortunately suffering a really tough injury through non-contact midway through the season and missed the rest of competition. But this year is looking better than ever. I mean, if that first save isn't a telltale, I don't know what else could be. Alexandru Rumliansky comes into the match along with Diego Pinto. 3 players without numbers here this afternoon, but did get faces matched up to those uniforms during the halftime break. Brennan Swan comes in as well. Sammy Mutemwa joins Mikey Derizic. We'll get a reset from Staccio on the far side of the field. From Leonsky to Swan. Alexandra making the run. Good first touch, back heel, trying to find Pinto and not able to connect. Bounces off the arm of Germain Patete. And Herman will give the Crunch a free kick opportunity. A very similar one we saw close to the end of the first half, kind of this angle going right at this near post, right below us, as Ryan Minnick will take for the Crunch. Chanchar in the middle, Spragling, Derzic far side. Jordan sets up right off to the side of Minnick. Derzic will filter back. Three-man wall. One off on Chanchar. Derzic with a rip just over the bar. Off the wall. Crunch will maintain possession. They'll reset. Spread out the defense from Atlético. Derzic, good punch by Atencio. We've seen great goalkeeping on both sides this afternoon. Some highlight reel plays for both. Derzic open to Spragling. He will finish. Open up the right foot. Kick it right back where it came from. Derzic acting like he's going to flip. Oh, that's not going to happen. Spragling will save the second backflip of the afternoon for the regular season action. But 10 minutes to go, and Spragling from Derzic gives them a 5-2 lead.
Great finish, even better from Mikey Derzic. A majestic first touch on that ball, a simple layoff to Spragling, and it was everything from there. Another great link-up. That's what you want to see in those preseason games, is those link-ups between guys. I mean, Spragling and Derzic, they both get their fair share of playing time, but we don't see them link up often for goals, so that's a great thing to see in general. And now Crunch taking a prominent 5-2 lead.
So Janis Schmidt and Matthias Barinas will combine with Omar Najjar, Chris Vecco, some veteran leadership on defense, and you saw this name and made an impact in his rookie season. Jacob Roberto on the field as well, number 25. Boy, oh boy, the three rookies last season, did they have a great rookie campaign and made an impact every time they got a chance to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And the more you think about it, the more you trust Antonio Manfoot's judgment. This is a team that's relied on veteran presence so much. It's hard to filter in those new guys, but, I mean, when he picks a guy, you know they're going to be good. I mean, it takes a lot for Manfoot to put faith in a younger guy, a new star, in certain situations, and all those guys have proved themselves. So this year, I mean, have a second year, why not?
Najjar got a good rip across, and Tencio, good job to parry that one away. As Minnick comes in, Barinas on the far side to Schmidt. Now he'll switch to Minnick down here in the near corner. Back to Svecko. He's going to find the run of Brian Kern. Kern will still get it as he is defended by Stephen McGinn. He will rip. That one just tipped inside. Schmidt gets a rip and right at the waiting chest of Atencio as he is able to just push that one right down in front of him, collect and restart. 8:05 to go. We've kind of gone back and forth. I don't know if we're working on clock stuff in the preseason as well. Kind of gone back and forth between this running clock and stopping the clock, kind of getting everybody used to how the clock works, but also getting everybody out of here as healthy as possible and maybe quicker than a normal match. As Pinto collects the loose ball, Minnick sees two defenders, and Patete will send back. Off to Vargas now. They'll make a change. Will Orlando bring on one of the goal scorers for them, Eduardo Cruz. To Patete. Back to Cruz. Roberto will defend. We'll send it all the way up along the near boards. Cruz will look to get it back. Can't get a shot off. And they'll look to reset back in midfield with Vargas. Brian Kern now. On defense, Vargas gets a step past him. Rumliansky, and then off the chest of Pinto, very smart not to use his arm or his foot to pass that one back to Stacho, able to collect with his hands. Rumliansky, pressure down there, finds Pinto. Now to Roberto. Roberto gets dispossessed as Cruz will now switch field to Cerizati. Back to Cruz. Good back and forth possession here. Almost caught, the Crunch did, almost caught Atlético in a change. Mutemwa was right there, just could not get a foot on it. Rumliansky, a little push in the back of Vargas. Both doing battle down there on the offensive side for Atlético. Vargas, a couple quick, fancy footwork stepovers, but it only goes as far as Stacho. Spraggling 2 goals on the afternoon, 5-2 crunch, 6:08 here in quarter number 3. Dave Jordan, the captain, to Sammy Mutemwa. Back to Spraggling. And Spraggling somewhat taken out, but both guys just getting their legs tangled. Good sportsmanship by both, and Mutemwa will reset. Looking for a run. Derizic comes. A short touch from Derizic, and then Mutemwa runs in to a Atlético Orlando player that is Marco.
Aterotua, I think. Usually I like to think of these names ahead of time. We got them about 20 minutes before kickoff, Kev, so we're doing what we can up here.
And some of these we didn't even get a chance to say in the first half because now we have the numbers connected with the faces. We played the match game. Thank you to Marketing Director Ryan Ruiz for the assistance there. Pronunciations. Again, all of that stuff will come in the regular season. And these are names you're going to want to know from Orlando because these are 2 high-quality teams. We mentioned it off the start. If you're just joining us, Atlético Orlando last year was 2nd place in MASL2 Major Arena Soccer League, 2nd division. And there are some big-time programs in that side of professional indoor soccer to take 2nd place and make it to the playoffs in that league is a big accomplishment, just like it was for the Crunch to make the playoffs and win the championship here in MLIS. There are competitive leagues all over. Stacho trying that Musa outlet over the top to Derizic, not able to connect. Atencio will allow Stephen McGinn to go the other way. As Orlando down in the corner, the one number we still don't have a name for is number 22. We will try to get that as we go as well. Always working behind the scenes as well. 4:12 left here in the 3rd quarter. Crunch 5, Atlético Orlando 2. Cruz. Send forward, try to make a run off of it. McCain Spraggling comes to help Chanchar on the double team, and he will take over defending Rodolfo Lopez. We'll send off to the far side. Now back to Cruz. Crunch keeping them out away from Stacho and the net. Chanchar, good read, just not able to get a full touch on it. And now Spraggling able to collect, and he will try to send Barinas the other way. Matias pressures. Cruz, back heel. Good defense by Jonas Schmidt. Schmidt definitely making an impact in his first appearance for the Crunch. Now down to Barinas. Another new face. Omar Najjar comes against Cruz. High press, now trying not to allow Atlético out of their own end. Here comes Fecco. Then Minnick gets a touch on the ball. Fecco comes to help. Good back heel. Najjar is there. Now to Schmidt. Barinas. Schmidt finds Fecco. Good switch of field. Has play kind of gotten stuck on that left-hand side of the pitch. Andrew Rumliansky. Rumliansky makes the run. Brian Kern looking for someone. Now he finds Fecco. Rumliansky comes back to help. Give an extra body back there trying to clear their own end. Are the Crunch. Stacho off the wall. Good read by Kern. And he'll find Fecco with a little bit of space. Rumliansky wanted it near midfield. Didn't get it. Schmidt checks into the middle. And now he looks up, trying to get the ball past Victor Rosillo. Not able to do so. Stacho coming out of net now, becoming an extra attacker for just a second. Trying to help clear their lines, and they are not able to. Orlando takes over. Kern, good read off that one, off the deflection. Here comes Kern, making a run off the wall, off of Atencio. He will recollect. Sees two. Can he finish? Yes, he does! Atencio gave him just enough of a window. The defender left him. Brian Kern, what an individual effort. And puts the score 6-2, a minute and a half left here in quarter number 3.
In plays like that, is why Brian Kern was such a thorn in the side of the John Carroll Blue Streaks for so long. He had a phenomenal career at Ohio Northern University. Believe he was on the roster last year. Didn't see too much action, but that's just hard work. And to be able to put that one into the bottom right corner from that angle, that takes a heck of a lot of talent. But despite that one not going entirely in their favor, Atlético Orlando, you got to tip their cap to how well defended that was for about 5 consecutive minutes. Crunch was in possession, and they locked it down. But again, Brian Kern is the one that broke the deadlock. That was not too much of a team effort at all. So great work all around.
And we've seen Atencio playing along that near post very, very well with those runs coming along the wall down into that deep corner. He just came off just for a second, and the defender, I think just a subtle look off. Brian Kern was looking up for a teammate to pass into the middle to. Just that subtle little look off, just a little hesitation by the defender, not able to close that one down, allowing Kern to kind of chip that one through the open space and in to the back corner of the goal to make it 6-2. Less than 20 seconds now here in quarter number 3. Crunch 6-2. Have not allowed a goal this half. Been pretty much in control since they got the 2-1 lead off the Dave Jordan goal. Collected it back with McCain Spragling, who has 2 here this afternoon. 3 seconds, 2 and 1, and the horn will sound. You see why these two teams wanted to match up, wanted to test each other against the other. And Atlético Orlando making the trip up here to Cleveland, putting on a great show so far. We'll take a brief timeout, at least the teams will, here with 2 minutes between quarters. 6-2, the Crunch. Now that we've seen this team and some of these new faces for a few quarters now, Gianluca, what are the impressions that you have? What do you feel like Antonio Manfoot is trying to stress going into this season to take that next step and continue that championship level play?
I think it's the same as always, Kevin. It's the teamwork and also just the homogeneity of the team in general. Like we said, it's been pretty seamless. There's really been no drop-off in quality, whether it's a rookie or a guy that doesn't even have a number on his jersey today. The team has been very, very solid no matter what combination of people they've had on the pitch. And I mean, based on how this team performed in the MASL2 last season, this is going to be one of the top flight teams. And to be beating them 6-2 at the end of the third quarter with missing 2 dead set starter guys in Admir Suljevic and Mario Musa, it's looking good. I mean, there's no speculation about it. I mean, we've seen what we've seen. They look good.
And another name that is not playing here today, but I've actually seen him down here in the action, just not a part of this game roster today, Parker Cesar. Someone that made an impact 2 years ago when he had his rookie season and just continued that last year. He is someone that is just, I would say, a bulldog with such great foot skills because he is all over the pitch. He's going to go collect the ball. He's going to do the dirty work, and you can get the fancy side from him as well.
Yeah, he really is a all-around player, and that's what makes this Crunch team so good is there's so many guys that are all-around players and so many guys that can kind of bend and fix their styles to apply to the indoor game. For example, in the indoor game, a guy like Sami Mutemwa isn't supposed to work the super fast, pacey wingers, silky smooth, but he adjusts his play style, and it's so fun to watch him just run from end to end seamlessly. It's stuff like that. Just guys that can adjust and adapt at the same time, keep all of those qualities that make them individually great, but apply those to Antonio Manfoot's system. That is the key to this Cleveland Crunch team. Absolutely,
and you see that high pace that you never want to let that ball stick is really what this team is all about. And that's, you see that. That's why the indoor game is very similar to hockey, but you can also make those comparisons to basketball as Barnias gets an opportunity but deflected away as he is on the pitch with Dave Jordan, Bobby Chanchar, Mikey Derzic, and the goal scorer 2 times here this afternoon, McCain, the trained Spragling. Unfortunately, we only got 1 backflip, not 2, but I know during the regular season, every goal scored by McCain Spragling will have a backflip in tow. Scott Stacho deflects it away off the netting, so it'll be a set-piece opportunity for Atlético Orlando looking to build some momentum. 14:22 left here in the match.
This is a golden opportunity for Atlético, forcing that mistake out of Stacho from the back. Pretty solid free kick just at the top of the semicircle of the box.
We'll get back to that point about what the Crunch like to do after this set piece for Atlético. Eduardo Cruz over it. He'll run right to left. Send to Lopez, but not able to get his left foot, and then foot comes out from Lopez. And he goes to check on Derzic as both share a bit of a smile. He knew as soon as he did it, he was late on the tackle, and one that you don't like to see, don't like to have happen. We've all been there, and if you've ever played soccer on the men's side of things, you know what we're talking about.
I have no idea how Mikey Derzic just ran off the field. They would have had to bring out the stretcher for me, Kevin. I don't think I would have moved yet.
I'd be the same exact way. 13:20 left, and now Jordan comes in with a reckless tackle on Lopez. And so it'll be a set piece for Atlético as we have a second here. We were kind of making the point about what this team likes to do. You want to move that ball, and comparing it to basketball, because we always have people that tune in that want to see a championship level team, and Cleveland loves their sports here in town, but they may not know the game as well. Well, in basketball, what's the best thing the Cavs have done all season? That's move the ball person to person, not letting it stick, not dribbling a lot with it. It's the same thing here in the indoor game in soccer, and having those walls to enclose it makes it that much more dangerous. Cruz with a rip. I think Spragling got a little bit of a tip on there, and he will try to go the other way. Tried to find Kern on the far side. Minnick will find him, and he will take what I think was supposed to be a pass to Minnick. Ended up in a shot towards goal. Atencio, no trouble with that one.
Also, another key name, Kevin, that we're missing today is Aiden Bozak.
Yes.
I mean, he was one of the guys that, coming into, I believe, his third year, there is not a lot of guys that have played for this team around the age of 20, and Aiden Bozak was one of them. So that's another guy that plays a lot for this team that hasn't shown his face today for one reason or another. But, again, it's scary to see how good this team is playing without so many key players.
And Bozak clearly established himself in that starting lineup last year alongside Derzic, Suljevic, Jordan, and Chanchar with Musa in net, and a young player that has taken his game leaps and bounds since being able to join. And that's the thing about this team. You're going to, if you don't learn from the type of experience that this team has when you are a young player, you may not be a part of this team moving forward, because there is just so much talent, there's so much leadership, there's so much knowledge to gain from so many players that have been here since the start, and now you're just adding even younger players that have those similar skill sets and can add new elements to your game as well. A guy that I would make an example out of for that is Giannis Schmidt. And we've seen it already this afternoon. You kind of call him like a
maestro.
Maestro, a master of the ball in the middle of the field. And what have we seen from Suljevic? Great vision, can look up. You bring in another player like that, and now you have depth. You have a second one that's causing all those opportunities and winning the ball back, making the difficult play look so easy. Again, the depth on this team is what it's supposed to be, but it's going to come down to the players taking care of business on the field to get back to that championship level play that we saw last season. Atlético Orlando back on it. Rosillo will switch field to McGinn. McGinn and back to Atencio. Ricardo Atencio. Seen some highlight plays from him in net here this afternoon, but the Crunch able to slide 6 goals past him, making the score 6-2. Final quarter, 10-21 in preseason action. Only preseason game the Crunch are scheduled to have. They also had an intra-squad scrimmage this past Tuesday. A lot of fans came out to that, as well as they have here this afternoon. Team was at the door, free admission, but taking donations to the Cleveland Crunch Foundation as they continue to make an impact, as every professional team here in town does, on the community. And it's always about Northeast Ohio and Cleveland, and how can we become better as an entire group, an entire community here in Northeast Ohio. We are one here, and that is such a great thing to be a part of, living here in Northeast Ohio as long as I have. And Jean-Luc, I'm sure you feel it as well with the soccer that you call and the soccer community you get to be a part of as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's a culmination of everything great about Cleveland in a small soccer sportsplex in North Ridgeville and the Cleveland Crunch. This is a team that my dad was telling me about when he was younger, watching the greats, when indoor soccer was the frame of soccer throughout the entire country before the outdoor game made it. And it's crazy how life works, because here I am calling a game. It's unreal, and clearly they really haven't lost their stride in terms of prestige or quality either.
Absolutely. Those full circle moments, I'm sure a lot of people have tuned in every single time we do these games. You've heard my story many times. I'm sure it's not the last time you've heard it, But I won't bore you with that here this afternoon. We want to hear the great news stories like Gianluca as well, and those are such great stories to hear. 8:50 to go, fourth quarter, 6-2 crunch, Atlético Orlando here. What a bicycle kick, just not enough on it by Eduardo Cruz, but you got to appreciate and tip the cap to the effort there. Stacho right on it. Marinas trying to get around three. Cruz coming this way with Cirizati. Cirizati looks up off the wall. That was Lopez not able to get it. Then Cruz not able to finish. And now Stacho, what a save. And then they're just able to smash it home. Gianpaolo Cirizati, what a hit. There was nothing anybody was going to do. Stacho had laid out, was trying to get back up on his feet. Najar had gone down to his feet. And that one was just straight power to the back of the goal, making it 6-3. They cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, a quick lapse in judgment from Barinas sets up that counterattack, and you can't ask much more out of Scott Stacho in the defense there. I mean, they put in a whole 9-5 plus some overtime on that play, but there's only so much you can do. That relentless pressure from Atlético Orlando culminating into a third goal.
And this is another big test for the Crunch, both teams. One team is trying to build momentum late in the game. They're down by 4, but easily can come back with a shorter field. There's many more scoring opportunities to come with 7.5 left. We are halfway through this fourth quarter. So working on through that situation, can you come back in a game like this? And the Crunch, can they hold on when a team is building that momentum? Minnick was looking for one of those classic chips of his, and it goes in the net off a deflection, off of Atencio, so a corner kick for the Crunch, far side, far corner. 6:57, 6-3 Crunch. After that Cirizati goal, you can hear the coaches for Orlando, Yemerson, Sam Martin, and Don Roper over there encouraging the guys. The players feeling it as well. Spraggling with a header. How Atencio was able to punch that one up in the air, I don't know. Spraggling with a great header, but Atencio has done a lot of miraculous things in net here today, so we should not be surprised at all. Cirizati, the goal scorer, was looking for Lopez. Jordan read that. Stacho clears. Now Roberto. Good first touch, but also good read by Luyo. Rafael Luyo into the match now. As McGinn looked to start the attack, and then as they're running back, Najar and Mutemwa got tangled up with Charlie Vargas, and not sure who the guilty party was, but a blue card comes out, so it'll be a penalty kill opportunity for the Crunch. Power play for Atlético Orlando.
And you can tell, I believe it was Omar Najar that got the blue card, but there certainly were some theatrics. You could see some smiles on the faces from the coaching staff there. You know, nothing ill-harmer to, I guess, disgrace the game, but whether he hit him or not, but nonetheless, definitely sold that one a little bit to get the blue card out of the official.
5:22 left. Crunch should be able to go back full strength. About 3:22 left in the match. Jordan will come out and defend against Cirizati. Back heel to McGinn. Double teamed by Chanchar and Svetko, and then Stacho reads that one off the wall, collects, looking to throw downfield to Swan. Atencio on it, not allowing too much of that time to come off as the Crunch look to kill time on the penalty. 30 seconds in, minute and a half left on the power play for Atlético Orlando. Looking to cut into this lead. Might be preseason, but you can see how much it means to both squads here today and the intensity they're playing with. Vargas with a shot. Good positioning by Stacho to force that one off the wall. McGinn down to Cirizati, right below us. Brendan Swan on defense. McGinn was making the run. That one cooked a little too hot through. And then Stacho full stretch. And Lopez. Rodolfo Lopez slots it home. Again, another great save from Stacho. Lopez quick to pounce on that, not allowing Stacho to get back up off of his feet. 4 minutes left, and now the lead is only 2 for the Crunch.
Atlético Orlando have found their stride in the closing minutes of this fourth quarter, but you can definitely find something for the Crunch to improve on a little bit heading into the season, Kevin. They got to take care of the rebounds. I mean, again, Scott Stacho, some outstanding saves on that defensive spout, but unfortunately nobody was there for the follow-ups, and you give them kind of an unlimited amount of chances if you don't close out.
Stacho giving the team an opportunity to try to clear in those. You got to come up for a goalkeeper if he's given everything he has. Spraggling looking for the hat trick. Oh my goodness! Outside of the foot, nutmeg, and McCain Spraggling with the hat trick. That is how you answer right back and stem the momentum. 7-4 Crunch, 3:10 left.
And that was best case scenario for the Crunch once again. McCain Spraggling so composed in front of goal there. That's another fine art of the indoor game, Kevin, is the field is so small. Sometimes you don't really realize how close you are to the goal. And those one-on-one chances can be the most difficult to put away. And McCain just made it look so easy on that one.
As now Eduardo Cruz will be the goalkeeper and extra attacker. You see this in hockey as well, where you bring in the extra attacker. He will be designated as the goalkeeper, the one that can use his hands inside the box if the Crunch are able to counterattack. So it'll be 6-on-5 action, 2.5 left here in the fourth quarter. Good situational work for Coach Sam Martin and Don Rupert for Atlético and seeing how their guys respond in this situation. Of course, the Coach Antonio Manfoot of the Crunch will want to see how his guys respond as well. There goes Stacho making the throw, and he'll hit the top netting. So it'll be a free kick right in front of net. It'll come right here on the yellow line. You see the white line in midfield, but also two yellow lines. You cannot, when you're equal strength between two teams, you cannot kick the ball over those three lines without it touching some sort of player or the ground before going over. Just like icing in hockey. Cannot push it all the way down the ice unless you are in some sort of power play penalty kill situation. Najar to Schmidt. Now he's one-on-one with Cruz, and he'll finish. Giannis Schmidt, cool, calm, collected from the far corner. Just pushes it past Cruz. Nothing he could do as the extra attacker. 1:22 left, and it will be 8-4 Crunch. They double their lead once again.
Giannis Schmidt, another testament to how smart he is, especially off the ball. All he had to do was take that space, and the ball got to him, and he put it away. There's not much else to it, Kev.
2 minutes ago, this game was a 2-goal match in the Crunch. That's the type of resolve, resilience, response Antonio Manfoot wants to see. Got some of his veterans out there, and they responded. Then you get the young players like Giannis Schmidt, new to this club, making an impact right at the end. Cruz over to Cirizati. Across, Lopez was trying to collect Jordan there. He'll rip with his left foot down to the corner. He'll let time tick away, 38 seconds and ticking. Cruz will grab it to his foot as Chanchar tries to get the crowd into it. Under 30 seconds to go now. Few step overs from Lopez. Jordan will help out Najar on defense. Najar clears. Good job to the line. Jordan will pressure Mutemwa. Header to Jordan. He'll look to just possess and then gets dispossessed. Mutemwa there, rip coming far. Then Marco try to get it off his head. Mutemwa, a couple steps, 5 seconds. Stacho will hold and does not have to release from his goal mount. And that will do it. The Crunch getting a test here in the preseason from Atlético Orlando. A good sign, show of support from the Crunch fans that came out to partake in this one here today. Good show of support from Atlético to the fans here as well. Two great teams. I can see some battles coming down the pipe for these two teams, Gianluca.
Yeah, 100%. Today's game, it tells us a lot about the future of the league and the future of the Cleveland Crunch. But first of all, I mean, how fantastic do these guys look for an exhibition game a month before the season, Kevin? I think that's the most prominent thing. They got a tremendous bit of support today. I mean, for a Sunday at noon when there's a Browns game going on.
Possibly Taylor Swift in town.
Possibly Taylor Swift in town.
I don't know. I haven't been on social media.
But this is a fantastic showing of fan support. And also with all the key pieces missing and how smooth the team looked despite that, it's going to show depth. It's going to show a very positive future from years down the line for this team, but I mean, they are far ahead of the curve for an indoor soccer team 3 weeks before the season.
And you can see both teams giving the appreciation to the fans. You can already tell Atlético Orlando understands the knowledge that the Cleveland fan base has for this game of soccer, not knowing each other. Were these two teams here this afternoon, and you know, I think that both teams learned a lot about themselves like they want to. Now you get a few weeks of training in around the holidays. January 4th, it all kicks off for the Crunch as they head to Indiana against Fort Wayne. Home opener here on January 11th. Make sure you always check out clevelandcrunch.com for all ticket details and what is available throughout the season. This is action you do not want to miss. And if you're an Atlético Orlando fan or someone that lives in Orlando, loves the game of soccer, didn't know this team exists, or just never went out to a game, boy, oh boy, do you need to get out and see this team as well, because that is a team to watch coming up in this league that is going to be highly competitive all season long.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing that I kind of forgot to mention, Kevin. Not only was this a testament to the Crunch, but also a testament to the competition that this league ought to bring in throughout this season. Of course, Atlético Orlando was one of the expansion teams that came in. The league expanding from 6 teams to 9 this year. And that's fantastic for a team that probably just traveled up. I mean, it's about a 16-hour drive. I don't know how long of a flight. Probably yesterday. Got to warm up, and that was their first glimpse of in-game action this season, and they looked that good.
Yes, and they're only going to get better. As we said, the ownership group was very excited to join this league, leave MASL2 last season where they finished second place, and come to this league where they feel like they can grow the marketing, the ability to expand their brand here in MLIS. We are so happy to have Atlético Orlando here. That was a joy to watch this afternoon. We hope everyone that tuned in enjoyed it as well. For our production team, courtesy of LPV Productions for Go Live Sports Network this afternoon, our production director, Peter Tulip, our camera operator, Jacob Tulip, running both cameras up here for us, doing a great job for us as always. For my broadcast partner, so great to be alongside you again. I know Mark Munch Bishop will be alongside me as well, but I will enjoy every time getting to call games with you and Mark this season. And, hey, a little sideline work again this season.
We'll see.
We'll see. We're trying to always enhance the broadcast here in Cleveland and give all soccer fans the greatest experience ever. So for Gianluca Giacomo, I'm Kevin Arnold. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Your final score, one more time from the Soccer Sportsplex. The Cleveland Crunch 8. It was 6 for so long. The numbers are stuck in my head. We'll get through it in the preseason. But your Cleveland Crunch 8 and Atlético Orlando 4 in a great matchup. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Have a great rest of your Sunday and a happy holiday season to all.